Shiva, and I'm going to give the presentation for the influence of critical thinking, understanding its role in professional and academic settings. Introduction. Critical thinking is the careful train of thought when a goal is set. It helps to rationalize tough situations and prevent impulsive decisions. In academic settings, critical thinking helps to give a student a structure to assess information, interpret them, form logical and solid conclusions. In professional settings, critical thinking is required to form quick decisions, evaluating resources, and managing risk. It helps an individual to think creatively and innovate.
Good morning, everyone. My name is CW1. I will be presenting the purpose of the presentation. The purpose of this presentation is to explain the importance of critical thinking in life, explain the concept of critical thinking, and provide real-world applications.
Moving on, my name is Samuel Isaac, and I'm going to talk about the definition of critical thinking. So basically, critical thinking is the ability to analyze, evaluate, and also interpret information logically, which also to help make reasoned choices and also conclusion. Critical thinking involves questioning, reasoning, collecting evidence, and also evaluation, rather than just depending on emotions or personal view. So moving on to key elements, for the first thing, questioning. Critical thinking begins with first things first questions. It involves a curious and interested mindset that strives to understand, explain, and also examine the underlying features of informations or issues. Secondly, on reasoning, critical thinking is based on logical and rational thought processes. It entails linking ideas, assessing data, and also reaching conclusions based on logical reasoning. For evidence, critical thinkers value evidence and they rely on it to support whatever judgment that they have come up with. This includes examining the dependability and also the relevance of information, as well as recognizing and eliminating any sort of biases. Lastly, for analysis, breaking down complex information into smaller components for a thorough examination. So critical thinkers analyze the parts of an issue to understand their relationship and implications. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Yong Sai Wing. Today I want to talk about how critical thinking plays a vital role in decision making. First, it helps us analyze information logically. Imagine you're comparing two job offers, one with a higher salary but longer hours, but the other with better work-life balance. Critical thinking allows you to break down these factors, assess their long-term impact, and make a choice that aligns with your goals. Second, it encourages evaluating multiple perspectives. Suppose a company is deciding whether to launch a new product. A good decision maker won't just rely on their own opinion, but will seek input from customer, market trends, and competitors' strategies to ensure success. This avoids biases and decisions and leads to better outcomes. Finally, it leads to informed and rational choices. Let's say a student is choosing a college major. Instead of picking one impulsively, they research job prospects, personal interests, and skill requirements. By considering facts instead of emotions, they make well thought out decisions that benefits their future. In short, critical thinking helps us navigate complex choices with confidence and clarity, whether in business, education, or everyday life. Thinking critically ensures smarter and more effective decisions. Thank you.
Why is decision making important in professional and academic setting? Goal achievements helps achieving academic and organizational goal by choosing the best possible action, resource management, prioritizing tasks, and allocate resources efficiently to ensure optimal usage of resources, which could include time, money, and personnel. Accountability, sense of responsibility and accountability is fostered when making decisions. Individual must be responsible and accountable for the consequences of the choice made.
Hello lecturers, my name is Yong Wei, and in this part, I'm going to introduce how critical thinking is applied in professional settings, specifically in project management. In professional settings, critical thinking helps us to analyze informations, solve problems, make informed decisions, and navigate complexities by considering different perspectives, questioning assumptions, and seeking evidence for better outcomes, ultimately leading us to better problem solving and decisions making within the workplace. For example, imagine a software development team facing a major delay due to an unexpected bug. Instead of panicking, the project managers apply critical thinking. First, they identify the root cause and insufficient testing phase. Then they prioritize bug fix based on impact, and then ensuring all the critical issues are resolved first. Finally, they reallocate all the resources to assigning more developers to debugging while keeping the project on track. This approach not only helps meet the deadlines but also improve efficiencies and teamwork. In any workplace, problem solving with logic and strategies will always lead to a better outcomes. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello lecturers, I am Chong Wei Hong. For my section, I'll be talking about how critical thinking is applied in academic settings. Critical thinking is an essential skill in education because it helps students analyze, evaluate, and create well-reasoned conclusions rather than simply memorizing information. In academic settings, critical thinking is used in many ways. For instance, critical thinking provides better problem-solving abilities by breaking down complex issues into smaller steps. Next, critical thinking also helps with interpreting data, which is important in subjects like science and math. It grants students the ability to better understand problems and draw a conclusion from the researchers. Lastly, constructing arguments is crucial in writing essays, research papers, and debates, where students must present well-supported ideas. Critical thinking will help students present well-reasoned ideas with solid evidence. To better understand how critical thinking works in different subjects, let's look at some examples. In mathematics, critical thinking is used to break down complex equations into manageable steps. In science, students analyze experimental results to find patterns and draw conclusions. Finally, in debates, critical thinking is essential for evaluating both sides of an argument before forming a stance. In conclusion, critical thinking is a fundamental skill in academics. By developing critical thinking skills, we become better problem solvers and decision makers in both our studies and daily lives.
So in this slide, we're going to talk about an example scenario. Assume that a healthcare administrator is in charge of evaluating a newly developed medical technique before it is approved for implementation in a hospital. This decision involves a careful assessment of a number of criteria, including the procedure, effectiveness, and safety based on clinical research, the financial viability of incorporating it into the hospital budget, and any potential impact on patient outcome. They must also address the ethical problems such as patient approval, accessibility, and the potential inequality in treatment availability. To make a rational choice, the administrator should consult with medical specialists, research case studies, assess alternative therapies, and consider any risk of problem. So in this, I'm going to talk about the positive outcome and negative outcome of critical thinking from the previous scenario. For the positive outcome, the administrator uses critical thinking to carefully review the information at hand, consult with specialists, and balance the risks and advantages. They can authorize the procedure implementation if it turns out to be both financially viable and effective, which will improve patient care and lower long-term expenses. This amplifies how critical thinking results in informed and advantageous conclusion. For the negative outcome, prolonged analysis and skepticism might have unforeseen consequences. If the administrator becomes excessively cautious and continually doubting the data reliability and hesitate to make a conclusion, the clearance process may be slow. This delay may prevent patients from receiving early life-saving treatment and emphasizing the danger of over-analyzing circumstances. In some situations, excessively critical thinking can lead to indecision where over-analyzing prevent timely action and slow progress.
Hi, I'm Kumesh Kamlin here. Today I'm going to present about key concept of critical thinking in decision making. The first one is question assumption. Question assumption critical thinking requires challenging belief, bias, and ingrained ideas. Assumptions shape decision often without conscious awareness. By questioning them, individuals uncover hidden flaw, explore alternative solution, and make more rational choice based on the reality rather than pro-convinced notion. The second one is consider context and also perspective. Every decision exists within a broader context influenced by culture, social, and also situational factor. Understanding diverse perspective ensure a more balanced, informed approach. Recognizing how content shape opinion, prevent narrow thinking, allowing of a fair, well-rounded decision making. And the last one is use evidence and logic. Sound decision rely on verified fact, logic, reasoning, and critical analysis rather than emotion or personal bias. Evaluating reliable data, testing argument, and applying structured reasoning strengths, conclusion, and also reducing error and improving problem solving accuracy.
Hello, my name is Azad, and today I will be talking about challenges in applying critical thinking. And one of the biggest challenges in applying critical thinking is cognitive bias. Our personal beliefs, past experiences, and emotions can unconsciously shape the way we interpret information. And this often leads to confirmation bias, where we tend to focus only on important information that supports our existing beliefs while ignoring contradictory evidence. As a result, it becomes difficult to think objectively and consider alternative perspectives. Another major challenge is the lack of reliable information. In today's digital age, we're constantly bombarded with news, social media posts, and opinions, many of which are misleading or outright false. When we don't have access to accurate and well researched data, our decisions may be based on misinformation, leading to flawed conclusions. And lastly, time constraints can significantly impact our ability to think critically. In fast paced environments, we're often pressured to make decisions without having enough time to analyze all possible options. This can result in rushed judgments, increased errors, and missed opportunities for better solution. And to overcome these challenges, we need to develop self-awareness to recognize and control our biases, practice fact-checking to ensure we rely on accurate information, and improve our time management skills so that we can apply critical thinking effectively, even under pressure. By doing so, we can make it better, more informed decisions in all aspects of our life. Thank you.
Hello, lecturer. This is Tang Lao Boy. From all the other presenters that explaining critical thinking skills, now we all knew that critical thinking skill is an important skill to everyone. So that is why I will be talking about how to improve critical thinking skills. We will start from seek from multiple views. Let's look at the image on the right side. We can see that there are two people that are arguing the number on the floor because they see a different answer based on their perspective. If they never see on a different angle, they will never know. So, thinking in multiple perspectives can expose us to different ideas, experience, and the way of thinking. And by that, we can compare and analyze the strengths and weaknesses in various perspectives. And we can find the best solution to solve our problems. Another way to improve critical thinking skill is playing games. I know playing games doesn't sound right, but it does help improve the way we think. For example, playing chess. Society recognizes that people who good at chess are smarter than normal people. Why is it? Because chess will improve analytical thinking. Players need to analyze the game and defending opponent attacks or setting up bait and so on. And during a game, players need to be fully focused and concentrate because the game are going too fast. In a high level of chess competition, it usually took not more than 3 minutes to finish a game, and sometimes even shorter than a minute. And decision making, there are time restrictions for players, so they have to make decisions within a few seconds. And video games, of course, we are talking about puzzle games. Puzzle games practice our problem-solving skills, and if it is a teamwork game, it improves our collaboration and communication skills. And the last one will be adaptability, because a game usually won't use one pattern entire game, and the game will be changing over time. So we have to adapt the change of the game.
Be presenting the conclusion. First will be the recap of the key points, which is questioning, which means developing curiosity and examining underlying information. Reasoning, using logical thought processes to assess data. Evidence, basing judgment on reliable and relevant evidence, and analysis, breaking down complex information into smaller components. Context means considering broader circumstances influencing meaning. Perspective means acknowledging multiple viewpoints and biases. Decision making means weighing options and making informed choices. Problem solving is identifying issues and finding effective solutions, and reflection means evaluating personal thought processes and biases. And lastly, communication means expressing ideas clearly and engaging in meaningful discussions. Next is the importance of critical thinking in life. First is problem solving, which helps systematically address challenges. Next is decision making, evaluates multiple perspectives for informed choices. Communication, which enhances expression and understanding. Adaptability and learning means encourages continuous learning, career successes. which is valued by employers for innovation and problem solving. Ethical reasoning promotes responsible decision making. Civic engagement, which encourages informed participation in public matters. And lastly, personal growth, which improves relationship, conflict resolution, and resilience. That's it for the presentation. Thank you, everyone.